Also in this video, I'm going to be giving away the location to my free foraging wild garlic PDF, which has got all of wild garlic's potential poisonous lookalikes and all the key identifying characteristics that you need to forage this beautiful plant safely. Yo, so it's that season again, wild garlic season, and in this one I'm going to teach you how to safely identify wild garlic and teach you about some of its naughty poisonous lookalikes. Also in this video I'm going to be giving away the location to my free foraging wild garlic PDF, which has got all of wild garlic's potential poisonous lookalikes and all the key identifying characteristics that you need to forage this beautiful plant safely. So the first things first when you're foraging wild garlic is you need to know where to look, to know where to find this little woodland treasure, yes. You see, because the thing you need to know about wild garlic is the plant loves water, so you're looking near streams and water sources and damp wetlands. And the plant seems to hate light, which makes no sense because it photosynthesizes, but it also likes shady woodland areas, yes. You will not find it growing in the middle of a field, and it likes it beneath the shady tree canopies where it gets glimpses of light and gets the food of the gods. And on a serious note though, you can see over there, yeah, this is a nice damp area because there's willow growing there, willow growing there, willow growing there, willow growing there. This is not willow, but yeah, and there is a stream running all the way into this kind of culvert thing, but I always find wild garlic growing somewhere around damp, wet areas. So if you're looking for wild garlic, you want to go to the lowlands in V-shapes on valleys, somewhere down the bottom, where water's going to collect and the ground's going to be nice and saturated for this lovely treasure. But enough about this beautiful woodland, let's have a look at some of this plant's key identifying features. So the first thing that we are looking for is this nice long lance-shaped leaf. The edges of the leaf are smooth and untubed, with a little point at the end. And then the most key identifying feature about wild garlic, which basically sets it apart from all of its poisonous edibles, is upon crushing the leaf and rolling it in your fingers, it absolutely stinks of garlic. Quite nice. Tastes like fire as well. Strong garlic, raw garlic fire. Another little test that I like to do with wild garlic, which basically helps tell it apart, is when you grab the leaf, you pinch it very lightly between your fingers and then pull up and listen. It squeaks. The leaves are almost sticky, almost elastic, and very malleable and rubbery. And unlike its poisonous counterparts, this grows underground as well as through seed. So it tends to blanket the area that it grows in basically a blanket of garlic smell. Yes. Also, another key identifying characteristics of this plant are it grows singularly from the base, whereas one of its poisonous lookalikes, lily of the valley, will grow here, and then this leaf will come out, but then another leaf will branch off and come this way. So it grows in twos, whereas wild garlic grows in ones. And another key identifying characteristic of this plant is within the flowers. It's got a 6-petaled little star flower that grows in clusters on the top. And all of the other poisonous lookalikes do not have this little 6-petaled flower. So far checklist, most important things are land-shaped leaf that's tall and slender with a little point on the end, no serrations on the edge. We have got the squeak, and then it's growing singularly from the base. The plant, upon crushed, absolutely stinks of garlic, and it also does this. And it's growing like a carpet around water. And all of this plant is edible from the roots all the way to the flowers and seeds, the leaves, the stems, everything. And they've all got different uses in the kitchen, and it's quite a versatile plant with flavour. You can make oils out of them, pestos. I like to make butter, to be fair with you. Just melt some butter, chop some of this stuff up, mix it all together, and then just put it in the freezer and you're good to go for basically ever. But there is some sneaky demons you need to be aware of, just like this one. This plant here, growing amongst this beautiful wild garlic, is nothing other than, lords and ladies, it's a poisonous dirty boy. The side effects of consuming this plant, lords and ladies, are burning and swelling of the mouth, throat and tongue, stomach pain, vomiting and difficulty breathing, and dizziness and cramps. Ooh, the joyous. I suppose the worst side effect is that of death from eating the berries from heart failure. Oh, wow. But as you can see here, the two plants are wildly different. This is wild garlic with no coattails and a little point on the end. That's why I emphasise land-shaped leaf with a point on the end. And this is lords and ladies. You can see the vein that runs around the outside, and it's got these little coattails. Also the colour on both of them, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the colour is different. Wild garlic is more of a translucent green, and lords and ladies is a glossy, darker green. So you are highly unlikely of making this mistake if you actually know what you're looking for, unless I was to see here. You see there's some lords and ladies right there, right? Look, you see it? So unless I was to do that with a bunch of wild garlic and pull it all up, I'm not going to get that. You must pick your wild garlic individually, like so. Do not grab huge handfuls, because this little demon grows amongst it. Look, there's some there. There's some more there, and there's some there, and where else? Oh, some there. So in about a month's time, this entire patch of land here will be absolutely littered with a sea of wild garlic, with little tufts of lords and ladies in between it all. And whereas lords and ladies does grow amongst wild garlic, it doesn't blanket the entire area like wild garlic does, because of the way that it grows. So as promised, for those of you who made it this far, the free guide for foraging wild garlic and its 4 poisonous lookalikes is on my main YouTube page. Just simply go to the link that says beacons. It will take you through to my beacons page. Go on to free guides, and then free foraging wild garlic guide is there. Honestly, wild garlic is very, very safe to forage. the main key is, as long as it's got that smell, you're pretty much good to go. There's nothing in the UK other than garlic mustard that smells even remotely like wild garlic. Like, it's a pungent garlic smell. Once you know it, you can't miss it really. And especially with the guide, you identify all of the other poisonous ones that look like it. I mean, there's nothing even, like, I put bluebells in there, but to get bluebells mixed up would be very, very, very unlikely. But that's what I'm saying. I had to stretch to bluebells just to make sure that everyone could. But honestly, it's safe. Get to know it as much as possible. One thing that I do suggest, and I do mention it in the guide, is if you find a patch like this and you think, all right, that's wild garlic, it's got the smell, don't eat anything yet. Yeah, just wait until the full cycle comes through. And then once the full cycle has completed and you've seen the flowers, yeah, you've seen the seed pods, you've seen everything, and then it grows like this, yeah, right, then like this is my spot. I return here year after year. I know where all the different lords and ladies spots are, because lords and ladies does grow amongst wild garlic, but generally it stays in the same spots over and over again. It might spread a little bit, but it does not blanket the entire place like wild garlic does, so you're pretty safe. And you can see lords and ladies a mile off. Like I say, the worst case that you're going to get is lily of the valley, and it's really quite rare. Like, I've personally only ever seen it once or twice, and like I say, different flower, and you've got two leaves that come off like that, whereas wild garlic, you've only got one. So don't be scared of it, observe its full cycle, get familiar with it, then once you're familiar with it, only eat a tiny bit, see if you're okay, because some people react differently as well to different plants and stuff like that. Wait 24 hours, got no kind of like gastric upset or anything like that, and then go back, eat a bit more, and then build it up from there. And then once you know it, you're good to go. There's plenty of beautiful stuff that you can make your wild garlic from. Anything that you use garlic with, you can use the bulbs and the full stems like you'd use spring onions. Use the seed pods for just, I mean, the seed pods are absolute fire, right? But they're brilliant. And you can make oils of it. Honestly, just go out, find yourself some, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget, subscribe to the channel if you can. It really helps the channel out. And yeah, YouTube thinks that you might like this video up here. See you in the next one.